Testing, testing, 1, 2.
Testing 1, 2.
Hello and welcome to SoCal Swordfight 2025. It's a bit of a busy day in sunny Southern California. How are you feeling, Nikki?
I'm great, a little exhausted.
Yeah?
It's been a long weekend.
It's been a long weekend. I've fought a lot of fights and I'm very tired, so please bear with us as we wait for our gold medal matches to start.
You're going to make me feel guilty because I haven't fought any fights.
No.
I'm tired. I didn't do anything, but I'm tired.
No, you did so much. You were running all of the media for today and the day before and the day before that, working long hours. Thank you to everyone organizing this event. It's been a heck of a time. We had a lot of different events happen, not all of which are represented here in the gold medal matches. There were plenty of tiers before Tier A. Most events had a Tier B.
I think my favorite so far has been Tier B Longsword. That was last night. I had the most fun with that.
I didn't get to catch that one, unfortunately.
Oh, those fighters were exciting. I think that's been my highlight for the weekend so far,
Okay.
but we still have more to go.
Yeah. I don't know. Yep, we're all set. I had a lot more fun watching the bracket for Tier A, so that's gonna... Tier A Longsword, the bracket was a real nail-biter, but now we'll have a few more fights for you to see, finally.
I'm excited for everyone to see the prizes we've got going on. I know we'll be announcing
Oh
those
my
soon,
goodness.
but
I'm getting a little jealous that I didn't make it to any tier 1 prizes because there's some really fun stuff sitting on the counter next to us.
I know we can see a lot of fun shiny things, but there's a stuffed animal over there I have my eye
Oh
on.
no! Yeah, lots of prizes. In fact, a big thank you to all of our sponsors for SoCal Swordfight. There are a lot of people who put a lot of time and money into making this happen. I know a couple of them are packing it up as we speak, but
I think Valiant Armory had to leave a little early today, but it was so fun to see them. It's always great to see everyone who's out
oh
of
my
town.
gosh, incredible blades. There was Grommet Leathercraft down the way that had their they had cloaks in their offerings. That was...
Oh, those were great. I loved the cloaks. And there was like a pumpkin bag on the table.
Oh, yes.
I had my eye on that all weekend.
My buddy came by and got a like this leather flask from them, and now he's gonna be forced to go hiking so he can use it.
I've seen people wearing like their overlays, their back of mask overlays, and
Yeah.
I didn't know they came from them. So now I'm excited.
Yeah, they had those printed ones that are like a matching set.
Yes.
It's wild that that's where our sport is at now. From humble beginnings of flattened PVC pipes to custom-made leather overlays is quite the swing in just a couple decades.
There's a lot of craftiness I see going on lately, and I think I saw some 3D printed swords
Yes.
from a vendor.
There are a couple of 3D printed sword grips. There's a couple of 3D printed armor here.
Did not get to see
And
that.
3D printed like little. I saw horns on someone's mask.
Oh gosh, that was our URG longsword winner.
Okay.
Ashley. Yeah,
Oh,
she
nice.
won gold. Oh my gosh, her kit is so great.
Yeah. What's the well, it's escaped my mind, so it must not have been that important. We have. Let's see, how many events? We got quite a few events
A number
waiting
of
for
events.
us.
I think earlier I said 8, and I was quickly corrected. So I
1,
was
2,
humbled.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 events waiting for us. So as soon as we are ready to start with our first one, we'll know what to say.
I'm really excited to see cutting. We have a fun guest that's going to be joining you
Yes.
and telling us more about cutting today.
Yes, we get to have a special guest, Russell Mackler, coming to us when cutting begins. There will be both arming sword and longsword cutting tournaments for our stream tonight, as well as the URG Saber and Open Saber tournaments, the single Rapier tournament, URG Dagger and Open Dagger, and then capping it off with URG Longsword and Open Longsword, with a special little surprise that we'll get to in a moment.
I think now is as good a time as any to show you guys our sponsors. I know a lot of you have seen the vendors here today. I'm going to flash those on the screen for just a couple minutes while we get everything ready.
Don't go away. All right, welcome back. So, as a little surprise, today we have an exhibition match. We'll be beginning with a Rapier Dagger match, and then a single Rapier match between, if we want to throw it up on the screen.
SoCal Swordfight.
Yeah.
Sunday Grand Finals.
Welcome to Grand Finals, everybody. It's going to get loud in here.
Thank you all so much for attending. Microphone so the crowd can still hear the calls. And this will be judged in accordance with standard SoCal Swordfight rules.
Welcome back, everybody. This exhibition match between Edward Craig and Robert Childs.
Are you my table, Kai? Yeah, I still don't have it. You don't have it up yet? All right.
Robert, during the break, it was explained that Robert Childs and Edward Craig did not get to face each other because they opted into two different tournaments. Robert Childs was in the Rapier and Dagger Tier A, and Craig was in the single Rapier tournament. So today, since they didn't get to fight each other yet, they'll get to fight each other in both weapon categories. It may get a little loud on the stream, and we're sorry for that, but we'll try and
Do we have the matchup?
we'll try and keep it as clear as possible.
Are we working on that?
There's just some technical difficulties as we pull up HEMA scorecard.
That is fine. While we wait, what was everybody's favorite class this weekend? Did anybody take some classes?
Ooh.
Montante?
Yeah, Montante class represented.
Montante going to win? So in Buckler, the unofficial sort of Buckler tournament, which happened last night, which I hear everybody had a lot of fun doing. Hey, wait, nobody's been directed.
Hey! Robert Childs, you. Robert Childs with an excellent rock against scissors. I hear that technique is quite hard to beat. Looks like our table is almost there.
A quiet crowd.
Yeah, so much for a quiet crowd. It's going to be a big noises.
There is media out there about that, but we have 3 copies of original Salvatore Faber's treatises from 1606 and the second edition from 1620, I think. We have the Novati facsimile of the Pisano Dossi Fior, which is the only way that we know about that treatise. Fior, in case you were not aware, is an Italian fencing master from the early 15th century. He wrote many manuscripts, more I believe, one of which is in the Getty, another which is in the private collection of the Pisano Dossi family. Very few people outside of that family have ever been able to see it. When Miro was still just a little baby in the early 1900s, many facsimiles were made of those treatises, and that was one of them, because the treatise has never gone outside the family. So when you go onto the Wittenauer website, where there are so many available treatises and translations that you can see, pictures from that manuscript are from that facsimile. And we have a copy of that facsimile at the Antique Showcase last night. There's a little bit of trivia for you. While we wait for the Swordfight to get ready.
Yep.
I love that Miles always has a good history buff story for us.
He knows the sport so well. I don't know if you all could hear, but he was explaining the finer points of how some manuscripts were not available to many people for a long time until Wichtenhauer, who is one of our exhibiting booths here, got a hold of facsimiles that they could post images from. Oh, I don't know this question. What is the oldest known European fencing treatise? It's the Walpurgis manuscripts, I guess. Ah, interesting.
It was written by a monk from Germany, the geographic region of Germany. He spoke Latin, of course, because it was probably the end of the 1300s, early 1300s. Spoke Latin. We think he was a retired knight who then went into the priesthood, became a monk. And he wrote his treatise, and his name was Olbrychski, I believe. And the reason it's called the Walpurgis textbook, this treatise is not sort of as a woman doing sort of with the monk who we personally was the Olbrychski, which is a very interesting aspect of HEMA that we find very interesting. What does this mean? Is this a real woman named Olbrychski who's doing the play?
It looks like our HEMA scorecard is almost ready. No, it'll be fine. It's fine. All right. Thank you very much to our table assistant, Kai. Table Kai with assistant. Oh, no. Congratulations. It's about time that we get going. All right.
All right, we are ready to begin our first event. Table, are you ready? Table ready. Table ready. Table ready. Fencers, salute. Rapier, Dagger, first match. All right.
And it begins. That silence was incredible. I've never heard that much tension in this room this weekend. Wow. You can hear a pin drop in here. And the judges call a leg strike for Rob Childs. That'll be 1 point.
1 point flat. 1 point flat. Hunger!
Oh, and a point for Craig. Right before timeout means we will go into overtime.
1 point goal. 1 point goal.
Our assistant director is calling no quality on it.
I saw it from my side. Black, cut to the leg. Black, cut to the leg. Black, cut to the leg. 1 point left. Table ready. Fast!
Wow. That thrust was so quick I could barely see it, but our judges.
1 point goal. No, that's thrust of the torso. That should be 3 points. That's match goal. Match goal.
What a start.
My heart is pounding.
Yeah. So now they're going to take a little break. All fencers are awarded a 1 minute break between back-to-back matches. They'll be switching to single rapier. The little bit of confusion on the point structure there was about thrusts are worth 3 points to the torso, 3 points to the face, and your cuts to the face will be 1 point, and cuts to the torso in rapier will not count for anything. They are not actually scoring actions.
So I want to publicly acknowledge and thank you for Georgetown Institute. We hope you guys have fun and you'll want to come back next year and bring it back out.
Yes. As Miles said, hopefully you all had fun and you'll want to come back next year. And those of you on the stream who couldn't make it before, we hope to see you in 2026.
15 seconds.
As the fighters make their last preparations.
15 seconds.
Oh.
And that's the end of the minute. Minute is left. Put the mask on. Table, are you ready? We're ready. Line up ready. Fencing, salute. Hunger. Fence!
Wow. Let's see. The judges are calling a
Press through the torso. 3 points black.
Lock, press to the torso.
Robert Childs with the signature magic hand technique. Lands a thrust to the torso. Wow. Child is so fast on these thrusts.
Lock, press to the upper opening.
Ooh. That was a solid hit to the hand by Craig.
1 point.
Gold, cut to the hand.
On guard. Fence!
Wow. And Childs will take that match 9-1. That was amazing. I've never seen someone throw thrusts that fast. But I am in Tier B Rapier Dagger.
I feel incredibly lucky to have been front row to this.
Yeah, not many people get to see a match like that with this clear a view. Wow, really?
If anyone knew, it would be Miles.
It would be Miles. If it wasn't clear over the microphone, Miles said the fastest thing in sports generally is the moving tip of a rapier. And after that thrust Rob landed to the face, I will believe it. We are bringing you next to our cutting event for Arming Sword and Longsword. Oh, we do. Is he waiting in the wings? Let's see. Is... All right. He'll be around soon. I personally don't know much about cutting, but we are trying to get someone on who knows much more. He's been a judge for many cutting tournaments. He has performed in probably more cutting tournaments. Russell Mackler, who I have not yet had the privilege of meeting, but I hear he's very good at what he does.
So we're going to need a couple minutes to set up. So I think now's a good time to take a look at results.
Don't go too long. And we'll bring it into our correspondent here. All right. Welcome back for this arming sword cutting match between Nolan Duino and Matthew Cross. I have here sitting next to me Russell Mackler. Russell, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. First, I need to thank my sponsor, Sterling Armory. They gave me this shirt to be here.
Excellent. And how difficult is arming sword in comparison to longsword?
I would say it's more challenging. I'd say it's more challenging because you have to only steady everything with a single hand instead of using both of your hands at the same time.
Okay. And have you seen these people cut before? Have you seen their performance?
Yeah, actually, I just judged one of them yesterday.
Okay. And which one was that? Was that Nolan or Matthew?
It was Matthew.
Okay. Was he doing well? Was it a bit of a nail biter?
Oh, I would say every time someone goes out, it's a little nail biter. But he did very well, actually. He did very well.
All right. Okay. So the first one is double cuts.
Yep.
Footwork is optional on this, however, we are judging fluidity of motion and how much it looks like sparring, so don't step out your hurdle.
All right. Nolan up first. All right. So that one seems pretty clear that Matthew did better than Nolan.
Matthew did way better than Nolan on that one.
Now, what kind of factors go into why that cut would not have passed through the mat?
I would say his body mechanics, first of all, and then follow through.
Now we will go from the other direction, left descending, right descending. Okay? Begin.
Okay. And so now you have to perform. Wow. So you perform these feats again on the same mat. Does that add any difficulty to this?
Yes. Yeah, because you've now reduced the amount of mat that you have access to, and depending on how tall the stand is versus how tall the individual is, if the individual is much taller, it becomes more challenging because you need to lower your center of gravity.
Okay. So as you have to squat lower and lower, your swing gets more difficult?
Yes, yes. In addition to that, it depends on the actual feat itself. So if the objective is to get the most cuts as possible, then you don't want to cut a lot of mat down. As you can see, Matthew has way less mat to cut at this point.
Yeah. Do you think he can do it? Do you think it's possible with this little mat?
I think Matthew is going to hit the peg if he tries to attempt this feat.
Okay. And the peg is not passable at all. Ooh.
So Matthew actually did very well not to cut the peg. So the peg is what holds the mat in place. And one of the objectives is to not cut the peg or cut the stand.
Okay. Well, so if I heard correctly, that was a tie?
I actually did not hear what they said. I apologize.
No, that's all right. That seems like it was close. Where Nolan's first strikes were a little unsure, but then Matthew ran out of mat, and that leads to a somewhat more evening of the scoring.
Yeah, so since the first cuts were not performed, he basically would get a failed cut. But at the very end, Matthew performed 2 failed cuts because he did not cut all the way through the mat. So that's why they would be equal at this point.
Okay. Whoa. So what's different about these mats?
So these mats have a dowel all the way through the center. So not only are you cutting through a mat, but you're also having to cut through the dowel itself.
So there's an entire strip of wood that you're cutting, not just grass.
Yeah, usually pine.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
It's so great to have crowd reactions for this.
It is. Makes it better than golf.
Okay, we are going to go with an ascending cut from the left. Yep.
Oh no. Well, both mats went flying, so I'll assume that's a even scoring for both.
That is a failure.
But they are inspecting the mats.
Correct.
Is that for quality of the cut, even though the mat went flying?
They could be checking in quality, or they could also make a decision on whether or not they're going to allow them to continue trying to cut and do additional feats.
Uh-huh.
Most likely they looked at the depth of the cut itself.
Okay. Now, does the depth of the cut tell you anything about the power, or is that... Whoa! Someone got a prize!
The depth of the cut actually doesn't tell you much of anything. It's if you actually go all the way through the mat, that is when you have a successful cut. So when they were discussing the mountain earlier, the mountain basically means that you have performed a cut prior, and your second cut is not all the way through the mat, but instead partially goes through that mountain.
Okay,
So go ahead.
So your cuts are intersecting. They don't have enough room between them.
Yes. So what happens is, let's say you cut all the way through the mat the first time, and the second time, because your aim is off, you end up cutting partially through the previous cut. And so you can have a small mountain or a large mountain.
Uh-huh. And that's why they're giving so much space between their cuts, is they're trying to avoid this penalty?
That is correct, yes. Large mountains usually here at SoCal means that you've failed the cut. Whereas a small mountain, you get up to maybe 3 points.
Okay.
Out of 10.
Wow, another tie.
Okay, we will start with, or continue with the horizontal cut from the right. Begin.
So it definitely seems like it's showing a lot more difficulty with the dowel.
That is correct.
Would you say it's much harder or moderately more intense?
I would say it is a lot harder with the dowel. The reason for that is that your body mechanics are going to play a really important role, including with the follow through.
Horizontal from the left. Begin.
Nolan has a little bit of a stick in there. Is that a common occurrence?
trying to see what you're seeing.
Oh, he was just a little stuck in the mat.
Oh yeah. Normally, yes, you can be stuck. Depends on how deep you get into the stick itself.
So this round will go to right, and that makes it 2 rounds, match, right.
All right. Nolan takes the bout. Well, it seems like we're setting up for our next one, which will be longsword cutting. Longsword cutting done by. Let's see. Oh, my notes here say. Uh-oh. Is everything okay?
Yeah, part of the fun of cutting is making sure that you can actually stick it to the spike.
Ah.
Oh no. I'm going to say that's a failed spike.
Yeah. Carlos is doing a great job of. Great attempt, but RJ's going to come in and try and fix that. Okay.
We are now going to award the medals to the Army Sword Cutting Tournament.
Okay. We're now going to award some medals.
Jack Stewart, Matthew Cross, and Noel Guido. Please come into the ring to receive your medals.
And so now we get to see first, second, and third and fourth place.
All right, in 4th place, Matthew Thompson.
Congratulations, Matthew Thompson, on 4th place.
So he wins a registration discount for next year's SoCal Swordfight and a 4th place medal. In 3rd place, we have Jack Stewart.
Jack Stewart coming back for 3rd place.
And $100 value to Relive Lanterns. And a bronze medal. And in 2nd place, we have Matthew Cross.
Yep.
Matthew Cross has also won the Apache 9 Fight Like the Wind by Robert Redfeather. A coupon for €75 to Smith's historical fencing gear, discount registration for SoCal Swordfight, and the silver medal.
Congratulations, Matthew. Very loud cheers for Nolan, as this is home turf for him. Whoa. $400 to Arms and Armor. That's quite a bit. Excellent. Well, that's quite the prize pool there. I'm a little jealous on getting. Oh, we'll get a photo op over here. All right. So Russell, you've judged tournaments like this before. When you're judging, what's the experience of that like? Is it a very active? Is judging very active, or is it just kind of boring and you just sit around?
That's a great question. I think it depends on how the feats are set up. In some conditions, you have someone cut and then you grade them on something specific that happened in that instance, which is relatively easy, which would fall into the I'm just sitting here category. And then I think that you might have something more dynamic where we do like continuous cuts, in which case it's actually beneficial to record, and that becomes a little bit more exciting, right? You get to actually walk through and see all the different cuts they can do. You're still just sitting there, though.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're set up for our longsword match.
In black, Philip Martin.
All right.
And in gold, John Dickinson.
So Philip Martin and Sean Dickinson are facing off for the gold in Longsword Tier A cutting.
From the right, which rolls around into a shield out, also descending from the right. So long edge.
I would say that this is a challenging cut. This is very challenging.
Seems like a much more specific description of what is required for the feat. Yep. Martin looked a lot smoother on that one.
And Phil just showed how it was done. Good job, Phil.
I'm assuming you know Phil personally. How long have you known him?
I've known Phil probably since around 2015.
And was he cutting at that time too? Was it? Wow.
Yes, Phil was cutting back then. But he has definitely got more and more interested in this over the years. I would say they are tied at this point, given the circumstances of having less mat.
Yeah. And the judges have given it to Philip after, I presume, a much cleaner beginning to the match, even though Sean was managing the height of his mat. We'll get some tatami replacements here.
One of the joys of cutting tatami is after picking up all of the stuff off the floors.
Yeah. That's what we have volunteers for. All of our lovely SoCal Swordfight volunteers who have worked tirelessly, almost continuously, running the cutting ring.
However, in addition to the cut itself, you're judging the fluidity of motion. Nice, quick, crisp motions, all right? Small chambers, these will be used as criteria to the winner in addition to simply cutting the target. All right?
So if I heard that right, he said smaller movements will be used to grade the cut?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Black had a lunge, tighter recovery, and therefore point black.
So they liked Philip's cut better, specifically on the follow through. Was that what I heard?
So Phil's cut was a lot more controlled, and he was able to get all the way through the mat.
Next will be the right ascending. Begin.
Oh no.
That was an unfortunate event that just occurred.
And up next will be the left ascending. Begin.
That was
Now-
a good recover.
Now, the one thing I know about cutting is there is a judgment for how far the tatami flies after you cut it. What does that tell you about the cut?
So what that tells you is how straight the cut actually is. But something else that's important about understanding that is the heavier the mat, the more likely that that's going to work. Someone just hit the mat, which is normally a huge, sorry, not the mat, the stand, which is usually a huge deduction.
So they'll be checking Philip's cut, but it's pretty certain that Sean's going to get a bigger deduction for striking the stand.
Normally that would be the case.
And then our cutting judges, RJ and Sean, are deliberating.
And the next one,
Yep. Sean performing his cut in pantomime, but the point will go to Philip.
As you can see, sometimes conserving the mat really saves you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, but he's taking it in good fun and gave a good show. I know the nerves of standing in front of this many people are probably very high, but it was he had to at least do fairly well to have gotten this far, all the way to silver medalist.
Agreed. But everyone's always trying to beat Phil.
He's the name to beat.
That's correct. I would say so, yes.
Yeah. Well, now as we sweep up some grass out of the ring, we will be moving on to, I believe, Saber tournaments now.
And I think with that,
Yeah.
I'm going to say thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much,
Great
Russell.
night. I thank my sponsor, Sterling Armory.
Yep. Great to have you.
Nice to have you.
he wins a discount registration to SoCal Swordfight and the 4th place medal. Kevin Spencer. In 3rd place, we have Nolan Guido.
A familiar face here for 3rd place. Nolan Duino will be receiving another medal for his longsword performance.
I'm super excited to see Nolan win another one, take him home for the club.
We got to get to work on that medal wall. Congratulations to Philip. He gave a very excellent showing.
I'd like to say I didn't see that coming, but
You know, it's hard to not like Phil. Whoa.
this is what we're here for, the prizes.
The Albion Warwick. Wow. I know some people who will be very jealous. Get some nice hero shots of our 4 finalists.
Thank you.
Exciting to watch, I think.
Yeah, I haven't seen tatami fly like that, so it's very fun to learn a little bit about that from Russell.
You know, I've practiced a little at the club. I don't think I could, with all my power, cut through the mat with a dowel in the middle.
Oh gosh, I'm just thinking about it, and I'm already cringing at how awry that might go with a sharp blade in my hand.
And I'm sure they would say the same about Rapier and Dagger, but you're fine with that.
I mean, mine isn't sharp in Rapier Dagger.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they're only holding one weapon.
So now we'll be going to our Saber finals. This will be the URG Saber finals.
And table will pull up the match, and I will announce the finalists for you. There's nothing yet on the monitor. Now wake that thing down. Doesn't learn the sword fighting at that time.
We're locating the swords for this Saber batch.
By foot soldiers and officers during the Napoleonic Wars, based on the 1796 cavalry pattern saber, but it was so popular that they made a version that was used by infantry.
Looks like we'll be having them momentarily. They're not too far away. This venue has been nice and easy to move around since we've moved from our previous location.
And here they are. And now I can announce the finalists.
All right.
In the gold corner, we have from Mordhau Historical Combat, Brittany Reeves. And in the black corner, from Noble Science Academy, Michelle Bolt.
All right.
I will now turn to the head director, Stevie. Take us away.
I'm being told this is a best 2 out of 3 situation.
Neat.
No
Okay.
exchange on that one.
No exchange?
Both fencers are excellent on their guards.
I think we'll be seeing both names in another fight later.
Don't spoil the fun of it. It's a, but yes, we will. Both of these fighters are incredibly competent in multiple weapon formats. Oh, was the afterblow in tempo? It was.
Gold cut the arm with afterblow.
I see so much more patience for Michelle And it looks like Brittany just kind of wants to run in.
That looks like a double. Yeah. Unfortunate. We all hate the doubles here. Now the clock, as soon as we hit a minute 30, like we just did, we're now in overtime. And the first point will win the match. Ooh, that was a close one. I couldn't quite see what was there. We'll see what the directors saw. Oh, it's another double.
Another nail biter.
Oh, no. Now, in normal matches, a third double would mean zeros for both fencers, and they'd both be sent home. But this is a elimination match, and can't quite be sending people back. Oh. Okay, no quality on that, but it was good to be vigilant. Ooh.
It's a good hit.
That was a solid hit to the center. Which I believe will make... All right. Rochelle takes the first match.
Congratulations to Rochelle for that. Beating Brittany is kind of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I would be afraid of fighting either of them. I got to speak with Rochelle earlier today, actually, and she was telling me about her time starting HEMA at what was it? How am I forgetting the name? Noble Science Academy, and she started in 2020. Yes, 2020. And by the end of 2022, had made it to #1 in women's longsword.
And I think that is still her title.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine how much work that takes to get that much work in under 2 years. Oh, that's right. Antoni Olbrychski is going to be fighting later today as well. And I believe he also made it to multiple matches that we're holding tonight.
Did you get to see that last night?
I didn't. This is my second SoCal Swordfight, and I still haven't gotten to see the artifacts, the antiques.
Table, are you ready?
Table ready.
Ooh, excellent control, not hitting after the hold. It takes a lot of focus to retract your strike, even when you're really in it.
Gold, thrust the hand with afterglow.
You can see both fencers giving tests to their opponent, testing if that step forward will have a reaction. Ooh. Giving Rochelle a head cut, which would be 3 points. Ooh, an excellent fake from the head to the hand by Brittany.
Gold, cut the arm.
Ooh. Sounds like a lot of people saw the same thing I did. But we'll see what the judge's view of it was.
Gold, cut the hand with afterblow.
Alright. The afterblow will subtract a point from the exchange and leave it 0-0 off of that. Rochelle's still in the lead as we approach overtime. Although Brittany gets a nice cut in for the hands. That'll make it a double. And now the clock is in overtime. Due to the comeback rule, Rochelle is still required to land a strike. Oh, wow.
Incredible.
Incredible. Brittany will land a cut to the head.
I believe that puts us at 1-1.
That puts it at 1-1 for these rounds. Now the fighters will take another minute and talk to their corners, loosen up, take a sip of water. It was incredible seeing how fast their reaction is to something that I know I have had trouble with certain feints in Saber. Saber's a very dynamic weapon.
Miles brings up a good point. We have Combat Con coming up this summer.
Oh, yes.
Unsure still if it'll be the last year for it, but I really hope not. That's a fun event. Last year had a great time.
I'll have to try and make it because I have yet to go to one, and it sounds like a lot of fun.
It is so fun. I think we had one of our fighters last year is a tattoo artist and had a booth. I did get a tattoo at my first Combat Con.
Was it of the Combat Con logo?
No, it was of our club logo.
Oh, of our club's logo. Okay. Probably a lot more meaningful.
I like to think so.
Steve and Rebecca, your fencers are ready.
All right. The directors will come back. A flurry of blows, but no holds called yet.
A really clear cut to the leg there.
Yeah.
Lock, cut the leg.
Although sometimes it's though we might be sitting right next to the ring, it's not often so clear. More testing, more waiting, changing angles. And it seems like Brittany gave some kind of indication. And
Okay.
but it does bring up a good concept for these matches where if a hold is not called, you are still fighting and still have to... Ooh, another excellent leg snipe.
Lock, cut the leg.
That'll put Rochelle at 2 points with half of the time remaining. We haven't seen a match yet go to 7 points at the cap. Ooh. That looks like a real double.
First double.
Ooh. Oh. Yeah, that hit to the ribs will not be light.
That is not fun.
I know people who specifically have attached plates to cover their ribs when they spar in Saber, because it's not fun.
I've watched Brittany fight, and I know she's a trooper, but that definitely knocked the wind out of her.
Yeah, there was a visible reaction.
Gold, thrust and torso with afterglow.
A very painfully earned 2 points.
Ouch. Yep, that was a very clean one. Rochelle has established a lead, not just in points, but it seems also in has rattled Brittany a little bit. There's a mental component to fencing, not just physical. It seems like Brittany's fighting back.
I was gonna say that looked doubly to me, but it's hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah, the timing on doubles can get difficult because split seconds before or after will turn it from a double into an afterblow. And it's a... Wow! Wow!
Lots of celebrating in that corner of the ring.
An incredible hand cut to tie it up.
Gold, cut the arm.
And now it's the next point wins. Not just the match, but the whole shebang. Ooh, slips the leg. Seen that trick before. Oh. The judges are indicating a double.
Third double.
In most matches, this would be the point where shame would be heaped upon fighters, but this is a very difficult match. It's... Oh! Now the call will be if it was out of tempo, which we'll say it was
Fourth double.
simultaneous for a fourth double. The entire room is on the edge of their seats. Oh,
I really hope that's not another double. They're gonna hate that.
it looked like a double to me.
Oh, and the director is calling a double.
Although they are going to discuss it.
I feel like you don't get more evenly matched than this, a tie till the bitter end.
Oh my goodness. Someone will have to score something at some point. We're already into what would normally be the end of overtime. But since the scores are tied, it has to go on. All right.
And another double.
Sixth double.
My
We're going to be
goodness.
talking about this one for a long time.
Yep. Oh.
I think we have a scoring action there.
That, and one without an afterblow to negate it. Yeah. And so now we'll get to say hello to
Receiving the silver medal in second place, we have Brittany Reeves from Moreland, restoring the contract.
she did an amazing time, an amazing job.
An entry 50% off the Gazelle package for the URG
Saber, regular Saber.
Yes, I had to read this. This is a certificate that entitles.
Oh, and there's that plushie that Mickey was talking about.
SoCal Swordfight for next year, and of course, the silver medal.
She put up a real hard fight. There's plenty of evidence there that they're both quite evenly matched.
This demonstration is SoCal Swordfight, a build-your-own Saber experience from the Steel Artery and the gold medal. Thank you, judges.
Wow.
Michelle has received your gold Saber experience. You're going to stand at the steel table. Thank you, Spencer.
Tell me what's next.
And now I would like to welcome to the ring Mr. Sanson and Steve Cheney. They are our primary directors for the TA Open Saber Tournament.
Yep. No, they're doing this
The
one.
table will be pulling up the match. I will ask names for you.
What are we doing?
While they do that, I want to thank
And Saber.
I know, but who's gold and who's black?
all the swords have been coming to SoCal Swordfight for quite a long time. I hope everybody has a chance to go by and see them.
Childs in gold.
They think some of the best cutters around. I personally have invested in my sword with 3 other fences, and we just love cutting with that sword.
What are you asking for?
All right.
He's waiting
The
for table.
matches are now up. I'll be giving up the gold corner. In the gold corner, from Black Tigers, Mr. Robert Giles.
A familiar face.
I hope I pronounced that correctly. Antoni Olbrychski.
They're friends. They'll say hi beforehand.
No, we're not. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Antoni giving some tests and finding an opening.
Lock, cut to the left.
And the judges will call a double.
First double.
Ooh.
Black, cut torso.
Another cut to the leg. Oh boy. The timing is close, but the judges will. And they'll give.
Black, cut the body with afterclaw.
Oh boy.
Black, cut the upper opening.
Antoni will get another cut in, and that will close out the match.
Black, cut the upper opening. Phase 1 black.
Incredible. The amount of control that these fencers have of their measures is something to behold. I don't think I've ever seen Saber fencing at a high level as you're seeing it right now, so this is quite a treat for us.
It's absolutely amazing performance from both fencers. Having competed here, it is a very difficult even in C tier, but yes.
2 seconds.
Wow.
First double. Gold cut torso with afterglow.
Wow. An incredibly far
Second double.
lunging cut. The timing is difficult, but they'll call it a double.
Third double.
Olbrychski landing a upper opening with afterblow.
Cut the upper opening with afterglow.
There'll be some. So the confusion on that point was about the score cap, and yep, it seems like the confusion was over the match ending due to overtime.
And this time introduce SoCal Swordfight and the silver medal. Thank you, Robert. And first place from Academia, pardon,
Oh no.
Olbrychski.
Oh, yep. Right.
$1,200 Castile Saber. Saber. And of course, the gold medal. Thank you very much, sponsors. Thank you, Vancer. We have to get to our next match. Come on,
Excellent.
and now to the ring, I would like to welcome Isaac Umber and his co-director, Mr. Kieran Flanagan. They shall go to the next event, which is the Open Single Rapier Tier A Final. In the gold corner, from GDG, we have Mr. Olbrychski. In the black corner, from Melbourne, Fencing Society, Mr. Aryck. I would like to turn the match over to the director, Mr. Isaac Umber. Thank you.
Now the eagle-eyed among you will recognize Edward Craig from our exhibition match.
Bring it back to 16 seconds. 16. I'm keeping track separately. It's at 16.
Ooh. An inopportune time to switch angles because the sport moves so fast. But
Lock, thrust the torso with afterblow.
the call is black thruster torso with afterblow. But Craig is choosing to decline the point.
Call.
So black declines the action, that would be gold thrust to torso.
Gold, thrust the torso.
And gold will take a thrust.
Table ready, fetch, ready, fetch.
Craig maneuvering for hand parries and successfully lands a thrust to Sawyer's arm.
thrust to arm. Director, please hold the table.
Director and I both agree. Gold, cut the leg.
Gold, cut the leg.
Sawyer scores a cut to the leg. Sawyer is indicating that he was thrust to his torso.
Thrust to torso.
Black, thrust to torso.
Black, cut to leg.
Black, cut the leg.
The score will tie up in overtime.
At sudden death.
And we call this, a bit dramatically, sudden death. Now,
Black, cut the leg. Match black.
so the first of the three bouts will go to Edward Craig.
How much time remains on the timer?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Enough time for you to acknowledge another one of our sponsors. Oxen Plow. Oxen Plow. Fantastic apparel, trinkets. I have so many of them. Sweat guards, rash guards, shirts, leggings. Fantastic patterns. If you have not stopped by their booth, please do. Ox and Plow, some of my favorite people as well. Did I kill 30 seconds?
You did kill 30 seconds.
I turn it back over to
All right.
Mr. Lumber. Continue.
Thank you to Miles for filling that time. I apologize if you can't exactly hear what he's saying. Sawyer self-calls.
Thrust from black to gold. 3 points flat.
Black, thrust to torso.
More than that, you tell me what you want, I will build it. So type of guard.
the judges will watch the exchange, which is not an uncommon occurrence when it's too close to tell. Just gives each fencer another shot at performing their best. And Craig is self-calling an afterblow.
Regardless of the tempo. So that will be low after blow.
Score adjusted.
0.
Some assistant director calling point on an earlier action, but the judges will deliberate on whether that contact will be the scoring action or the leg hit will.
Black, cut to leg.
Cut to leg. People ready.
A difficult call. Wow. Didn't quite appear on camera, but Sawyer leapt with the thrust. Enough thrust to compress his sword and spring it out of his hand.
Gold thrust to torso. Phase 2 gold.
With a gorgeous extended thrust. Looks like we're going to go the distance. So, all fencers catch their breath and strategize and prepare for the final round of this match.
Yet another match where it goes one each.
Yeah. Dark Armory has been making rapiers for a heck of a long time. They made my very first rapier. I have several of their rapiers in my collection. So, if you're looking for a rapier, consider Dark Armory. They make great products, including a variety of swords, not just rapiers, daggers, long swords, later period swords, and they've been supporting the SCA community for a long time. We welcome them supporting the HEMA community as they've done for many years. Darkwood Armory. How much more time do I have to kill?
4 seconds.
4 seconds. Mr. Isaac Humber is in the match.
We'll have a slight pause for some gear adjustments. And it looks like Freshy's about ready.
Flat, thrust ahead.
Flat, thrust ahead.
Wow. Freshy self-calls a thrust to the head. A very difficult but very honorable action. It's going to put him quite far back in the match, and we'll see if the directors will accept it.
Hold for table. Black thrust ahead.
Ooh. We'll see if they call it double or afterblow. And they'll call it a double.
First double.
An afterblow would have made it the winning action, but we'll continue. And Craig will get his final point. Craig celebrating in his corner. He's going to congratulate his opponent.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an incredible single rapier match. And now, I would like to present to our second place single rapier Tier A finalist, Mr. Olbrychski. A Lucuzzi Armory, coupon. Sorry. Cobra Mass. A Lucuzzi Armory Cobra Mass. Entry to SoCal Swordfight. And our second place silver medal. Thank you very much. And now, to our gold medalist from Melbourne Fencing Society, Mr. Edward Willie Craig.
Wow. An incredible performance put on by Craig. Fessy was also very skilled.
And a $1,200 billion rapier experience with Castillo Armory.
And
The one who received that particular rapier, he will go and take over the booth and they will build his own rapier. Thank you, fencers, very much for a wonderful display of swordsmanship in single rapier.
wow. Castile Armory weapons, custom built for these winners, is quite the prize. Kind of makes me want to try a little bit harder to get here next year.
What tier were you in this year?
For which weapon?
I'm sorry?
For which weapon?
For Rapier Dagger.
Rapier Dagger? I was in tier B. It's the
Almost
lower
there.
half. Lower half.
Almost there.
You know, after my performance, maybe my HEMA ratings will pile up a little bit.
How did you feel about it?
You know, could have done better, but I made it to elims, and the elimination bracket is about as far as you can hope to get.
I
And
do
the rest
love
is
getting out of pools.
the rest is just kind of whatever comes your way.
Seeing some familiar faces coming back.
Yes. You'll recognize them from just a few minutes ago, but in opposite corners from when you saw them last.